Dear friends, welcome to this week's virtual Drasha. This week we have the incredible privilege to begin Shemos, Parsha Shemos, and we begin the story of the Jewish people, whereas Sefer Bereshis is much more of the story of individuals, of the Avos and the Imos, which ultimately birth the Jewish nation. Really, Shemos begins to focus on the story of the collective plight, the collective destiny of Klal Yisrael. But the story begins with turbulence and difficulty and hardship. Torah begins by telling us again the beginnings, the origins of Egyptian servitude and slavery, but even within all of that darkness, there's so much light. The birth of Moshe Rabbeinu, and even before the slavery takes full hold, HaKadosh Baruch Hu has already planted the seeds of Gula, planted the seeds of redemption. And it's interesting that the way the Torah introduces the slavery is the Torah says in Parak Aleph Pasuk Yodaleh, chapter 1, verse 14, the Egyptians embittered our lives with difficult work, bechomer ubelevenim, with chomer literally clay, levenim bricks, ubechol avoda basada, all different types of agricultural work, field work, eis kol avoda, sam asher avdu bahem befarech. They gave us backbreaking labor. And there's a lot of discussion why the Torah goes into such incredible detail describing all the different kinds of work. Just tell us they gave us difficult work, backbreaking work. But no, it's avoda kasha, chomer, levenim, field work, avoda sparech. But I want to draw your attention to something amazing. The Lubavitcher Rebbe makes a fascinating observation. One of the words that's repeated most often throughout the parsha is the word levenim, bricks. We have it over here, that ultimately the Egyptians made us work hard with bricks, and towards the end of the parsha, this is when Paro gets upset at Moshe Rabbeinu, right? When Moshe Rabbeinu goes ahead and tells him, delivers the initial message of, let my people go, and Paro essentially says, listen, if you guys have time to dream about freedom, that means you're not busy enough. So ultimately, again, Paro says, Lo sifun lo seis teven la'am, lilbon halavenim. Don't give the people any more straw to make their bricks. Rather, again, the tally, they have to produce the same tally of bricks, but now they have to make the bricks themselves. They have to gather the straw themselves. So it's interesting. The Rebbe points out, it's almost as if that the bricks are the bookends in the parsha. The slavery is introduced with bricks, and how does Paro penalize us, right? When Moshe Rabbeinu first comes to shine the light of redemption, first comes as the emissary, the messenger of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what is the punitive step that Paro takes? Don't have the clay, don't have the straw for the bricks. Now you have to make the bricks on your own. And the Rebbe just picks up on this. The Rebbe says, it's interesting that when you want to build a structure, there are two things you could build the structure from. You could build the structure from levanim, from bricks, or from avonim, from stones. The Rebbe says, wherein lies the distinction between stones and bricks? And the Rebbe quotes, he says, Ha'hevdel ha'yisodi ben avonim levanim. The fundamental difference between stones and bricks is the following. Sha'avonim hem bria bidei shamayim. Stones are created by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So ultimately, again, what's my job with stones? My job with stones, ultimately, is to chisel them out. And you see this, right? A person builds a home, a person builds a structure with stones. You quarry the stones, but you can't just take a stone and just like put it into a structure. You have to take it, you have to chisel it, you have to go ahead and shape it. They're naturally formed. HaKadosh Baruch Hu creates it, and you have to go ahead and chisel it to fit into the edifice. Conversely, a brick, says the Rebbe, a brick is Maaseh Yedei Adam. A brick is something that's created by man. Right? Bricks don't occur naturally. Bricks don't grow anywhere. You can't quarry bricks. You take the various ingredients, the clay, the straw, and you fashion it together into a brick. And the Rebbe says this is an incredible metaphor for life. Because whenever we speak about building structures, the greatest structure we build is not a physical edifice. The greatest structure we build is the structure of the self. My greatest creation is not the physical home I build. It's not even the shuls that we build. It's not even the batei medrash that we build. The greatest thing we build in life is the self. The bilvavi mishkan evne. I have to make myself. I have to build myself. And the Rebbe says the same way that there are two things or two possibilities for building a physical edifice, those same two ingredients or those same two items really go part and parcel of this physical, or I should say personal, spiritual edifice as well. We build ourselves with stones and with bricks. What are the stones, says the Rebbe? The stones are the circumstances in life that HaKadosh Baruch Hu confers upon you. A lot of times in life, we know there are things that happen, realities that occur, that I did not choose. They were foisted upon me. HaKadosh Baruch Hu decided that my life has to look this way. And those stones could be a variety of different things. Those stones could be beautiful brachos, like wealth, like a happy marriage, like children. And those stones could be difficult circumstances, like sickness, like illness, like adversity, like poverty, like difficulty in toxic relationships. There are stones in life. And what's my job with the stone circumstances? My job is to take them and to chisel them and to figure out, now that this is my stone, how do I make it work in my life edifice? How do I take the circumstances that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given me and chisel them in a way that I could build? Because sometimes in life, especially when the stones are not the stones that we like, especially when the stones are not the ones that we appreciate or are happy with, we kind of like leave them on the side and we go ahead and we look at them and we stare at them, even with a little bit of contempt. I can't believe this is my life. I can't believe this is my circumstance. What we don't realize is that stone, that stone circumstance that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given me, that is necessary for my edifice. And if I don't find a way to chisel it, to accept it, to maximize it, to pivot along with it, and to fit it into my personalistic life edifice, there's a hole in my personal wall. The stones that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us, even if they are difficult, are absolutely unequivocally necessary for my personal success. My job is to get them, to accept them, chisel them, which means figure out the way to deal with them within my construct of life, and Amir Hashem, build it into my edifice. Those are the stones. But the Rebbe says something beautiful, and I quote you. He says, Ulam, yesh darga al yona yoser ba'avodas Hashem. There's a higher level. There's a higher level in life than chiseling stones. And what is that? Ha'adam eno mistapik b'nitzla habriya atzmo l'inyane kedusha, elohu yotzer mitzius chadosha b'soch gidrei ha'olam. There's something even greater than chiseling stones. What's greater than chiseling stones? Is making bricks. It's creating life circumstances for yourself. Life doesn't just have to be sitting in your chair and waiting for life's circumstances to come your way. You want something specific out of life? Make it happen. Build your bricks. Create your realities. Move yourself forward. Don't wait for life to happen to you. You make life happen. That's what it means to build a brick. A brick is a unit that never existed before, right? Bricks don't occur naturally in the world. Bricks only are created if someone decides to build it. So if I roll up my sleeves and decide, you know what, I want something different out of my life. I want a different set of circumstances. I want to create a different reality. Then I have the ability to fashion bricks. Then I have the ability to create something new. This is a darga, something even better than chiseling stones, is building bricks. And how incredible that the Ribono Shel Olam is teaching us this nuanced lesson. In the midst of all of this discussion of how Paro tried to break us, the Ribono Shel Olam is giving us the secret to building us. Paro tried to break us with bricks. And the Ribono Shel Olam says the secret, or what he thought was the strategy to break us, is the very strategy that we need to build ourselves. We have to find the strength in life to chisel stones and to build bricks. To find the ability and the endurance to go out and take the circumstances that life gives us, the stones that the Ribono Shel Olam puts in front of us. Say, okay, some of the stones you like, fantastic. Some of the stones you don't like, either way. Whether you like the stone, you don't like the stone. If these are your life circumstances, chisel it, figure it out, navigate it, manage it, and plug it into your personalistic life edifice. But life just can't be about chiseling. I also have to find the ability to build. Don't let your life be about the circumstances that everyone or everything else has conferred upon you. Create your own circumstances. Create your own realities. Move yourself forward in life and be a brick builder. Nechaver, such a profound lesson for us during these challenging and difficult times as well for Am Yisrael, for Eretz Yisrael, is there are stones. War is often a stone that is foisted upon us. We didn't choose this war. We did not create this war. We did not ask for this war. But this war has been a stone that the Ribono Shel Olam has placed in front of our national edifice. And what we have told HaKadosh Baruch Hu is we will take it, we will chisel it, we will figure out how to be victorious, and in Mirat Hashem it will become a beautiful and shining and magnificent and victorious part of our national edifice. But during this war, we also have the ability to build bricks. We have the ability to create new realities. Whether those are realities in our achdus, in our national unity, whether those are realities in our personal spiritual development, we have the ability during these tumultuous times, during this Mitzrayim, during this difficult chapter in our national history, in our national destiny, to say, you know what? I don't just have to sit there and just watch the stones be lobbed at me. Let me create something new for myself. Let me use this time of crisis to build something different, to build something better, to build something beautiful. Let me use these challenging days to hone my skill at chiseling stones. But more importantly, let me use this opportunity to become a brick builder, a person who creates new opportunities, new realities, a person who builds a beautiful self. Wishing everyone a good Erev Shabbos and a beautiful Shabbos Kodesh.